Previously on my farming life.
This farmyard was built originally about 40 years ago, maybe even a bit more now in 2024, so maybe 45, 50 years ago. Now, some of these buildings have been added on since then, much like the big new sheep shed at the back there, but most of them are very old and they serve a purpose, but they're not fit for purpose. You can see we already got a start on here. Contractor came in.
It's going to be a huge change to have such an improved beef unit on this farm.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my farming life. This is going to be quite a big episode. There's a lot happening today, all focusing around here. We're going to try and document a little bit at least of how it looks like to build your slurry tank in your new yard extension. So we've got a lot of work to do. First thing we've needed to do is get our base sorted out here, concrete poured over there, and that was all with the help of the mighty big JCB. There's going to be lots of different equipment arriving over the course of the next few days. We're going to try and capture what that looks like. It's going to be difficult, but we'll try and see at least what's coming in through the doors. And then yeah, lovely looking JCB 220 XLC to start with, grading everything down. This is a site we'll be using with to start with now, but it will get a bit bigger. It will push out towards that gate there before we're all done. Next up, though, I would assume we'll be forming up and then pouring a bit more concrete and getting this thing out the ground. Oh, and next up is a big old truck, and on the back, whoosh, cherry picker. We've had countless lorries. That one was leaving with the last of the rubber rings, but we've had lorries, concrete trucks, and everything else we need to bring in all the materials for this slurry store. That one there, like I say, is bringing in the last of the rubber rings that are helping to put together the big metal rings that make up our silo. So, all very interesting. There's one piece left, and that's the big boy. And well, after that crazy busy week, look what we have in front of us here. We have our ginormous slurry lagoon. Bungle, it's huge. Look at the size of this thing. Hi, it's a bit bigger than I thought it would be, isn't it? It's absolutely ginormous. We have already filled, well, emptied the lagoon from over here in our shed. There's a lot of cattle work to do today, a lot of mucking out to do, as you can see. We're going to get onto that. But this is now, it was full to the brim, this slurry store, and it's now been emptied, and I think it's about 10% full approximately, give or take. So that is absolutely incredible. We haven't piped it through underneath there for two reasons. One, speed, but primarily cost. We can get away with maybe once a season tanking from there to there. That's fine, we can do that. I mean, it took me an hour and a half today to get that emptied out with I think we did, what, 11, 12 trips, something like that. So I'm really not too concerned about that at all. So that is fine. But it's a start. It's progress. It's in. It's not finished yet either. There's more to go. Isn't that right, Bungle? Aye, certainly is. We're going to get a big bit of kit coming in the next month or so. We are indeed. Yeah, it's going to be actually going right behind here. We're going to get a slurry separator coming in, which is going to be something I've never really seen too much about until recently. But idea being we can reduce the amount of stuff we're putting into our lagoon there by filling this like separating out all the heavier slurry as well. So that's going to be pretty cool to see and witness. And then the rest of our site is ready. New shed work will probably be starting in the next 4 or 5 weeks. So over back end of December, because we're in like late November now, back end of December into November, and the shed will be going from pretty much the corner here all the way along to really the end of the silage pit over there. And then I'm just going to run around here and show you what that's going to look like. Now we have the plans finalized, we can kind of talk you through it a little bit more. That's quite exciting. We're going to be shifting that today. because we need to clear some space here. And we're actually going to take a little bit away as well. But, so this gate's going to move. Gate's going to move over to the end there. So we can go flush with the end of here, really. The end of this red beam. This little track's going to bend around. Make that work. And then the cattle building's going to come up to about here. Maybe not quite. About here, maybe. And then there'll be a muck bin in here. So we can move around, muck around, store it more, more efficiently inside our own complex. And then we'll put a new fence up here as well to keep the sheeps out. But yeah, that's the plan. It's going to look rather good. You'll notice there's a class with us today. We have been demoing this for a few days. We don't have it for too much longer. But we're having a bit of a blast with it just to see what it looks like and see how it reacts and behaves and all that fun stuff. Just to see if it's a good tractor for us, really. We've got we already tried the Valtra, which was good. We've got this. We've got a New Holland lined up as well, and maybe a Massey 5S if I can squeeze one in. But plus 530, it's again in around that 130, 140 horsepower mark. It's a nice tractor. It really is actually. We are all done here. I got my lights in here for some reason as well. Turn those off. Yeah, really nice machine to be in. Actually, nice cab. I'm quite pleasantly surprised by this, to be honest. And yeah, it's nimble. We're all looking at the... How's that sheep got through there? We're all looking at the shorter wheelbase machines, which is just going to be better fit for us right now, to be honest. And this one fits that need there. But this could, in theory... Watch out, Bungle. I don't know why you're standing around there. Maybe he's going to help me unhook this. In theory, we'll be able to use it on the plow if we need to. With quite the ease. But let's see what he's doing. I'll go and pick up that trailer. Do you want to fill me up and we'll get some of this muck cart out of the way? Alright, sounds good. Alright, then you can do that. Yeah, we're gonna have to shift all this at some point, but it's the advantage of having some building yard in the go, because it just means we've got a free stack yard, really, or machine park for right now. Anywho, I'm going to pick up our trailer because we're going to have to shift this again, and it's a bit of a drier day today, which is good, finally. It stopped raining for us for a little bit, and so we're going to take advantage, and we're going to try and not make any mess, get these nice, tight, tidy trailer loads, and then we're going to cart this on down to Manor Farm and stick it into the side of the field there. Whilst we can, whilst it's a bit quiet, and hopefully not make a mess, and everyone will be happy. And it also gets us a chance whilst we've got this here just to test it out and see what it's like on the road pulling, because they are all the things I want to know. Yeah, really nice, nice transmission here, but also a just a very, very nice ergonomic feel inside the cab here. I really like how it behaves and what it looks and feels like. So I think it's really, really good. We need to put it under a bit of work where we can, but then this is only going to be replacing the Ford, so it doesn't really need to be a super heavy machine for field work. And I think the Valtra might perform slightly better in that regards, but yeah, like I say, nice tidy machine, and we'll see. We will see. Someone was asking me recently in the comments, you know, what the plan is to replace the Ford, and it's going to be something which will be officially rubber stamped and then completed in the new year. We'll just look into trying to figure out now, you know, what options that we have, and see what the best options are financially, and also for us as a fit on the farm. But you know, never hurts to try everything out there. There's a good lot of range of this kind of small to medium sized tractors, so absolutely makes sense for us to give it a go. And yeah, we'll see. We actually got rid of the tanker. We found that because everything was so quick, we put a few loads into there, but then realistically we were able to get rid of it pretty quickly, so that was absolutely fantastic. So that's what we've done, and yeah, all being well, we'll be able to continue that and not have to pay for too many more expenses. The slurry tank is enough right now. This the separator, we'll try and get it. I want to get that in sooner rather than later. I want to also look at solar power options for that as well, and to offset all of our energy on the farm here, because I think that would be a great thing to do where we can. But Bungle says he's going to fill me up, so I'm going to let him do that, and we will go for a bit of a spin soon and see where it takes us. So whilst Bungle is finishing up there and doing whatever he's doing with my trailer, I'm thinking of trying to see if we can get some solar panels on the roof. Now, the only roof that would make sense right now is this new one, because it's a newer roof and it's easier to apply them onto. This roof is going The axis of this roof is north-south though, which is not so ideal. You obviously preferably would be south-facing. Now you can put some on east and west. You'll still get some plenty of activity, but just not as much as you would obviously if it was all south-facing. The new cattle shed is going to be primarily northwards, so that's not going to work either. So that'll be the option that we're looking into there, and if it can offset all of our yard usage, that would be great. One other thing as well that we have decided upon recently, and it's going to be happening in the next week or two, is that our sprayer is going away. Oh, it looks like is he finished? Left me with a shorter load there. Perfect. Thumbs up. Good. Yeah, our sprayer is going to be going because we've decided a couple of things. It's quite small, but it's also quite old, which means we've been looking into a lot more grants and schemes that we're applying for that make the most sense for us, and that's just a little bit too outdated for us to let's jump over there to actually apply for some of them. It does not guarantee that we can be successful in the application to enter certain farming schemes, which obviously we want to do to be the most lucrative that we can be. So we need someone. We've got a few neighbors and even a contractor in mind that can come in with a modern sprayer, because ideally right now we need section control, and we don't have that on that sprayer, like I said, because it's old. So what we want is to find someone who can come in, spray what we currently have, and then maybe we'll look to something, not this year, not next year, but the year after that, we might look to see if we can find something that will do a job for us there. But yeah, that's the plan. So there's we've been doing a lot of thinking recently and a lot of planning, because it is the time of year where you can kind of plan for next year and figure out what budgets are going to be looking like, and get a foothold in there. So we're just about to start to turn in our books for the end of year account. Oh, this bale's starting to fall down, and we'll see. But yeah, that's on the mind there. All right, away we go. So you know, this trailer load of mucks on the back there is quite heavy, but it's still pulling us like a train. This is a CVT box of some sort, and it's quite nice. Like I say, very ergonomic, very nice. It's smooth through the gears as well. And it's just a very impressive little tractor, I must say. Heard good things about these. This is the Arian, so I've heard good things about this. Obviously, the next version up would be, there's two different series of the Arian, the 6 and the 500s. This is the 540. Next size up there would be the Axion, I do believe, and then the Arez, maybe. Someone can tell me if I'm wrong way around there. No, I like it. I do like it a lot. Whoa, you came through that village quickly. Jeepers. All right, and then through we go here. Like I say, we just take our time, like that driver. Ooh, got a little bit tail happy there. Okay. And so yeah, we need to shift as much muck as we can down to Manor Farm here, for the land that we have down here, specifically the new land that we're going to be taking on. We've been able to request and receive access to tip some of this manure on the ground that we'll be taking control of as of January the 1st. So that's good, because obviously they've cleared it off there now. So we're going to start to hold down when we can, and it'll also clear a bit of space. We've got quite a bit at the top, and that around Moor Farm there. But to be honest, there's also going to be a lot of slurry there, so that'll be the main priority. This farmer here, the tenant's doing a great job of growing weeds, it would appear. All right, and we are desperately trying to see if we can get a hold of that shed. The tenant may or may not be needing it still. We might though also be looking to acquire a grain dryer, because there is an old grain dryer in there that we used to use when my uncle had the place, but it's, oh lord, it'll be best part of what, 35, 40 years old now, and it doesn't work. So we're going to try and find a portable one of some sort that we can use. But that is all the kind of like 2-year plans really at the moment that go around my mind, and we're trying to figure it all out and piece it all together there, so we shall see. All right, and I think there's a lot of grass on here, and we are very tempted to just leave that be and maybe cut it for something, which we might still do. But what we'll also do, I think, is just reverse this around and tip a load of muck into it. Because yeah, this is fairly newish grass and it doesn't look too bad. I don't know if they'll be staying in grass just yet. We'll have to see. That field down there is this weed, so we'll have to get that sprayed off when we're ready to go and get the plow in there and see what we do for some spring barley. This whole block up here, maybe this field as well, will be spring barley by the time we're done this spring. Yeah, it looks like a really smart tractor. Let me know if you've ever driven one of these or one of its bigger brothers or sisters. Yeah, it's all right. Let's try and get onto the hill here and get out of the way. All right, and up we go. Yeah, it's going to take quite a lot of tons of muck up here, but then it'll get us into a good starting point, so we'll just keep pushing away, see what we can do. Otherwise, yeah, a lot of small little bits and pieces on today. Waiting to see about calls back for the next steps of the development of the yard there, and we will see, but it's quite exciting, really. Now, the new shed that we'll be bringing up there, it's aimed that we'll be able to stick about 100 head of cattle in there. Oh. Wasn't much of a load bungle at all. So 100 head of cattle is pretty cool. So that's going to take an extra, well, quite a lot of extra feed in. So we will have to see how it all comes together. But that is what we're planning and how it's shaping up at the moment. So we'll look forward to getting that in action. I hope that by springtime next year, well, the cattle's going to take a bit longer. Summertime, I would say, next year, we'll be in a position that we can fill that shed. That gate's not very good. Add that to the list, I suppose. Let's bungle some creation in there. Otherwise known as this play pit, I suppose. Alright. I'm surprised that cover crop's not come through yet. Hopefully we'll see it soon. Alright, away we go. Back over to the yard there where we will, yeah, I suppose, get ready to do this all again. It's actually got a very nice responsive gearbox. The transmission is very, very good. I think I like it a lot more than the Vulture one. It's smoother for me for sure. Really, really is. So that's great. So, but no, ultimately I'm very impressed. $50K box on here as well, so it is a little bit quicker than the Ford, which is good. Obviously a lot more power in there. We've got the widest spec of tires on here that this model can actually have, which aren't maybe as wide as I'd want it to be, but they're fine. You know, if absolutely necessary, we could always put on a set of jewels or something. All right, come on, people. I don't like the idea of the inventor who put that bollard in the middle there. That island's useless for us and bigger equipment. And we're gonna let that car go. Alright then, so we'll get this parked in again and then we'll load this up and see. A few more loads down there, I think I'll just about do it. And then we'll be set. Oh, it looks like Bungle's left me as well to do this one on my own, so we will get on with it. And then we're all good to roll. The beef down here are doing very well. Putting on a bit of muscle, a bit of weight there. Some of them might be going soon because there's a bit of a kick up in the price at the minute. So we'll try and capitalize on that where we can. But the really impressive part of the cattle over at the satellite pen that we have. Oh, don't try this at home. Very much being unsafe at the minute. They're really starting to pile on the weight, which is good. So they're getting a bit bigger. And also just heavier, which is fantastic news. So hopefully that will continue. And yeah, we'll probably be looking to get rid of some of those in April-ish. And then the rest of them will probably go a little bit later in the year there as well. But key thing is that they're putting on muscle mass as well as size, which is fantastic. And I'm really, really pleased with all of that being said. We're due in the next little while here to have a bit more equipment arriving at the yard. Some of which, well, it's gonna be January for our own farming equipment, but there's gonna be construction equipment arriving soon as well as start the work on the new shed. So we'll try and show you what some of that looks like there, but we'll also probably just have to stay clear for the most of it, and we will see. I think as we're going on the road there, we'll probably leave that about there. Looking good. We'll get one more grab. Well, all right, good and done. We're actually doing pretty well for straw at the moment as well. Really, we're getting through it, but we've still got plenty left to go out, which is good. We'll probably finish this bay in the next 1, 2, 3, 7, and next week that'll go, and then yeah, we'll have to see how we get on from there. But we'll be okay. Key thing is though, it's November and we've still got late November at that, and the sun's still shining, so I am happy as a clam. So we're gonna take this one away, and then we will see how we get on. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed this little update. It's been a quick update, lots happening, but I hope you've enjoyed it nonetheless, and we will see you all for the next one. Till then, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing. As always, I have been Simulation for the Nation. This has been my farming life. If you have enjoyed it and yet to do so, please do consider giving it a like and a thumbs up, and drop a comment down below, and we will see you all next time. If you're new, do remember to hit that subscribe button to follow along, and I will be around over the weekend with the next episode. So until then, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll catch you later.